Hi, this is Daryl Johnson. It's Tuesday. That would be September 3rd. And I wanted to get some stuff out there. I had done my last video on Google Translations. I don't know if you've all played with that at all, but I want to make clear that you are talking to a quantum computer when you do that. So, again, leave dialect open, leave it for it to interpret it itself, and you can really pull some answers out there. But what I really want to talk about here, I want to start out with this. I'm still on the cams, but I'm doing it very slowly because what I'm seeing is the planets, Africa, Indonesia, Italy, Brandon Beach, Ireland, Rostov, Donov, Russia, Moscow, Morocco, Miami Beach, one up above Dorian, okay? I kind of think they're a contributor into what's going on. I also think there's dark forces going on right now in the Amazon. I know that the Brazilian army has been deployed to fight these fires, and I looked at a satellite map yesterday, and it was just incredible. You could see the fires from the satellite maps. Now, there's a dark intent here. This is no mistake that this is happening. That eliminates our carbon dioxide and creates our oxygen. It's the main producer of our oxygen and the main thing that wipes out our carbon dioxide. Now, the Brazilian army went in, and Trump said if we need to, we're right behind him. Why aren't we there yet? Okay, this thing's still burning. Why aren't we there yet? Now let's talk a little bit about false flags. Dorian, the shootings in Texas. We could go on and on, couldn't we? The protests around the world. Politics. Everything to keep us from looking at what the main problem is here. And here's what I define as a main problem and the game that they're playing with us. Have we got the right page here? Excuse me. Okay, real quick, I don't want to run out of time. Okay, they announced the planet 619, right? Basically when my health was at its lowest point. And since then, they've disclosed planets every day. First, they were introduced as T-Garden, 1.5, 2.5 light years out there, right? Okay. And then they sent up tests, or had already sent up tests, who was gathering this information, but gathered it within a period of just a few months, which to collect atmospheric samples off of planets that are light years away just doesn't happen. Now, what it seems like they do is they throw it out there to see how we feel, and then they start getting more intense about it. They start announcing planet after planet every day. This is an everyday occurrence. If you're looking at the science feeds, they're announcing new planets every day. Now we're at the point of looking at inhabiting these planets, Earth-like planets. The last one to be discovered was 4 times the size of Jupiter, I believe, and it has a moon that's circling it. This thing is 10 times the size of the sun. It's what I described to you that I saw over Russia, okay? It's got to be the same planet. It's huge. It's scary. So anyway, they do this, and they're leading us down this daily trail of what I would define as breadcrumbs on things they already know. They know they're in the solar system. Look, for example, we can look at Venus at night, right, which is in our solar system, and it's a star, right? How come I can look at these planets, and they're 10 times the size of the sun, and they're 2.7 light years away? That does not add up, okay? And I hope I stop saying okay. Now, the same methodology is being employed, and again, now they're looking at inhabiting these planets, which we've just come full circle, and it's just not stopping. The disinformation that they're releasing to us every day is 100% incorrect. These planets are huge. I got on Brandon Beach, Ireland yesterday. I used to see a planet there a year ago when I started. Well, it was there, and it was huge, and it had a big black shadow, which was actually on Ireland Sea, whatever you want to call it, wherever Brandon Beach is in Ireland. It created a full black circle on the actual ocean. Okay, so I went back there last night. It's glowing through this storm. It's rotating. It's emitting plasma. The screen is flashing. Now at night, a lot of the cams switch over to black and white, which kind of sucks, but you can still get the idea of what's going on here. We're being hoodwinked. They know these planets are here. They know they're in the solar system, and they're going to keep us at bay as long as they can until they burn through the blue layer of deception, Einstein frequency, whatever you guys want to call it. Okay, I've explained that in past videos. It's frequency, resonance, chemicals that actually create a frequency lens. So let's move on to the asteroids. Now we got Apophis being called the god of chaos, right? We got Bennu, we got Regula, and I think I've said this before. And I thought when I first saw this and they were going up and get samples, right? I thought that's kind of weird. They could pick any asteroid, but they're picking these. Why are they picking these? Because these are the ones that are headed directly at us. And they're looking to do what's called a program, which is called redirect. Okay? Redirect. They're trying to figure out how many megatons of explosives it's going to take to blow these things off course. Right? Now, it was the same thing. First, we start talking about asteroids. Then we start talking about the threat of asteroids. Then they start talking about asteroids the size of the Gaza pyramids flying by, the Empire State Building. Now all of a sudden we got releases, and they made fun of Musk I think it was last week. They belittled him as a drama boy, stating that we have no defenses and there's a 100% chance that we will get hit, right? Okay, so they called him drama boy. Well, NASA released yesterday, and I think this would be through UK Express. One word NASA released: pray. Okay? So they're leading us down this road. Now connect that with now looking at inhabiting other planets. And again, that's not going to be for the common Joe guy. That's not going to be for me and you. But I think the ultimate plan here, and this could tie into the burning of the rainforest, which I think basically is to create, terraform the earth, bring back the Nephilim, because that's the game. In Revelations, there are beasts that are going to be released, and they have to have a certain amount of darkness. So there's that. I also believe there's a darker plan there, but I can't believe we're not already over there helping. We got Dorian coming in here. To me, bad, 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 bad. But another distraction, and biggest hurricane ever in history. Are we getting that? Nuclear power plants that are right in its path. Just very scary, very scary. So Why aren't we demanding the truth? Why still are channels not uniting together and coming up with some type of, I don't care, petition, whatever the case may be, demanding answers? They're not. They're all on their own separate missions, and they're not seeing these things. They're not seeing the deceptions, that now they're releasing what these asteroids are going to do to us. So again, Musk was belittled last week, but NASA announced yesterday, pray. So we're talking Apophis, we're talking about Banu, we're talking about Regula, we're talking about Enki. Wait till Ison comes in the picture here. That's going to be very exciting. Our ancestors died for our liberty. Our forefathers gave their lives for our freedom. Whether those wars were truly about right and wrong or about money, those guys still fought and gave their freedom. Most of the people that I'm talking to, and I'm going to reiterate this again, I can't do nothing. I can't do anything. Really. Can't do anything. Can't do anything. How about we try and save each other's lives? How about we stand up for our America, not their America? What happened to people? Why are they so ready to accept this? Or when these things pop through the blue, which 6 months, if not less, because they're getting bigger and bigger every day. I guarantee you that. Okay? 6 months, 3 months, maybe a year, they're going to pop through. And all these people who don't care are going to all of a sudden care. But they're going to act in a primordial mode, not an intelligent fashion. They're going to be ready to stomp over top of your body to live. And that's what they're setting up. I think the ultimate goal is let the planets burn through, let total chaos, primordial chaos, ensue the earth, okay? And half the job's done. Then martial law rolls in. Your camps are ready to go. FEMA's ready to go. UN troops are here. Trumpet of Zion, you want to see a bunch of UN tanks. You want to see a bunch of military tanks setting up across the United States. Something's going to happen here, and they're stringing us along every day. And I don't believe that there's not one channel out there that's catching this disinformation. Or there's, I go to the cams and it'll show how many likes or the thumbs up between being able to capture video of these planets. And I see 3,000 people who've seen these things. And it's like, I don't hear them speaking out either. Half Moon Bay, a lot of the cams are shut down. I will say that. But every time they shut them down, they open up new ones, which allows me to see other things. But a lot were down yesterday. I know that's because of the CMEs. I know what's going on, I want to talk about the blue and the pink and the ice blue that I'm seeing, which is more or less defined as a scarlet color. And again, if you look at these videos, and I taught you how to look at them, you take your camera, you think you're looking at white, tilt that thing forward. You will see nothing but a scarlet color, same color as his robe. Okay, go figure that one out. And actually, if you remember back to the Merovingian days that I explained, Dragon Order, they also wore scarlet robes. Okay, so to me, there's much significance in that. But I was watching Impossible Channel. I like LaFleur. He's the only one I can see where videos that just kind of creep me out more than the ones that I see myself. But it was a crowd of people standing outside, defying the sky as ice blue. Those are the blue pixels I'm talking about. When you tilt your phone, the blue will turn scarlet, okay? Or it'll turn a blue color. So that's on the Impossible Channel. Again, I'm scared about people's behavior, that they're not getting involved, that they think this is just going to go away, and it's not. That scares me. I know you guys know what's going on. I do need to get this out there somehow. Again, I spoke about doing a documentary. I've gotten 2 warnings so far. This will probably be my 3rd talking about this right now. So I might not even have this channel in a week or 2. Again, it'll be bring me the horizon that I will switch to. And hopefully I'm trying to piece together, I would say at least 200 videos in like 5-second increments, maybe in a two-part series, maybe 3, to show you these planets. They're here, and they're very clearly here. And know that the asteroids, and I just keep seeing the list just keeps getting bigger and bigger as far as these asteroids headed at us. But again, now we're talking about inhabiting other planets. Do you see where they're going with this? Now the rainforest burning would also add to the smog that's in the sky besides terraforming Earth into their playground, their dark little fallen playground. It'll also evolve into a thicker level of these planets not being able to be seen longer. But imagine all the medicines, all the tribes. There's a bunch of Brazilian army guys out there and they're wearing army suits fighting this. Why aren't we over there? You know, I don't get that. Trump promised that last week, but now he doesn't talk about it. He's talking about shootings, which to me, those are plants too. Just all distraction, all distraction. Texas, God, would you guys stop with the guns, please? Please. I was going to text my son and say, what's up with you guys and guns down there? Chill out. So it's just all redirection. Keep them from looking at that sky. Keep them working. Do not let them think about the future. They do not want the financial, even though the stock market's going down, and you got to be watching that. They do not want that to stop now. So anyway, I want to talk about Florida Marquise real quick. If you haven't been to Florida Marquise, he's ex-Naval Recon. What he has defined around the world and also in Brazil is pentagons. Now, what he's talking about is these pentagons connect across the world, almost like the ancient electrical grids that used to exist. Okay. What it looks like, or what he believes, is that these are vortexes, which would be able to transport armies from pentagon to pentagon, or, 5-star to 5-star, and they go all across the world. He's doing amazing work. The guy's very intelligent, learned, ex-Naval Recon, knows exactly what he's doing. Been watching him for years. Just a totally great guy. I want to throw another channel out there, which is Morning Dew, D.E.W. They're really covering the planet situation. Gosh, I hope I don't get too tied up here. Channel 1. Okay, now again, the embarrassed Musk. But again, we do not need to get in a situation where our survival is based on sheer horror when these things blaze through. We need survival that is based on intelligence and education and being able to see through what these guys are handing us, right? The Amazon isn't even on CNN, MSNBC anymore. It's really not even on YouTube. It didn't go away. It's still burning. And it's weird how they'll cover things for days and it just slips off. Watch how quick, after Dorian devastates the East Coast, watch how quick it just slips aside. Watch how quick the Bahamas slip off to the side. And that's a horrifying picture right there. Very horrifying. So anybody out there, we need to be saying our prayers for the people in Bahamas and the people who are about to get nailed all the way up the East Coast. So it looks like, I guess, it's going to hit North Carolina, South Carolina. Now we're talking nuclear reactors. We're talking Fukushima situations. Okay. So I want you guys to just start to try and see through what's going on. I'm going to leave you with this. I found this thing, it's called GridX. It was something that was done during Obama's presidency. Grid X is code word for Nibiru/ISON. And there's a picture, if you look it up, with Bozo the Clown, Biden, holding the classified information the wrong way. You know what I mean? But it definitely gets into, that obviously we're going to suffer an EMP problem. And I can see that in the discharges and the flashes in the sky. But it is not Nibiru, but really it's ISON. ISON is Nibiru. Hopi prophecy is correct, okay? Look up Grid X. I think that's about all I got. I think we just need to start thinking ahead of what these people are saying, because it is a line of disinformation. I get up this morning, I want to get a quick update on where Dorian's at, right, and everything. And I'm watching all these political channels, and you would think it would be the most important thing out there. You would think that the Amazon, our oxygen supply, what eliminates carbon dioxide, would be number one in the news. But they fade away. So these are also defined as false flags. You can also look up the 41 false flags, and I'll do a video on that and give you more about Grid X. But I want to leave you with a couple things. 12 apostles, 12 zodiac signs, 12 months, Son of God or God of Son. Think about that. I want you to listen to a song. I might have mentioned it in my last one. There's a lot of bands out there that are nailing exactly what's going on. One of them I would define as their name is Alter Bridge. They've got a song out there called Take the Crown. And it talks about we're gonna wipe you out, the earth will shake, blah, blah, blah. And it comes back, and I'm sorry to tell you, no, that's not gonna happen. You dig in, we walk around. We will take the crown. We always have in the past, and we always will. It's a heavy song, but look at the lyrical content. Look at the imagery. We've got upside down triangles. We've got diamonds, which I've talked about before. We've got the bones. We've got the planets. There's another song they have. Again, this is Alter Bridge. I'm going to see them next month in Dallas at Bomb Factory. Pay No Mind. These are songs that are cutting edge songs that are explaining exactly what's happening. And a lot of these bands are almost prophets to me. They're the only ones who are speaking truth, but they're only going to do it through their music. They're not going to get out there and march. That's their way, and I totally understand that, and I respect it. Hopefully it's catching some people's attention. But look for the false flags. Look for the distractions. Look for the shootings. Look for these weird things people are doing that hog up the news so that we don't get the gist of the Amazon. We don't get the gist of what's actually going on with the hurricanes, what's actually going on with the shooters, what's actually going on with this and that. A very small amount of time is spent covering the real problems, and understand they're announcing these every day. That is prep. This is all to get our minds kind of programmed so we don't think so hard when these things blaze through. But at the same time, it's really not going to work because nobody's listening. And when they blaze through, again, back to primordial chaos. And the people it's going to be everybody for themselves. And I don't want to see that. So hopefully I get this documentary done. I get my pictures up. And that's probably my last effort until this goes down. I want to thank you guys for listening to me. I'm sorry to be dark. But these things need to be known. Like I said, I'm going to say it one more time. If Venus is a star in our solar system, shows us a star, and there's a planet in our solar system that's 10 times the size of the sun, is that planet really 3 light years away, 2.5 light years away? No, they're here, okay? Sweden, Denmark, again I said Ireland, Morocco, Africa, there's a new one that popped up. They're popping up, and they start as black holes, which has kind of got me confused. There'll be black holes during the day. At night, they come out and they turn red, and you can see them rotating, literally. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm trying to say this so you can alert other people and maybe at least wake them up to the fact that we cannot trust mainstream media. We cannot trust the word they say. We can only trust ourselves and the research that we do ourselves. This is Ride the Wind, and I hope I did this properly. We're going to be okay, you know, but we need to start looking at the deceptions that are being thrown at us, and we need to look at them in a realistic fashion. We also need to start looking at plans, okay? Plans, preparation. What are we going to do? Currently, I'm looking for a camper in the Ozarks. I've got kind of tied up. They're not as cheap as I thought they were. But to glue my health together and then head to Arizona University and take physics and hopefully achieve my PhD. I think that's about it. You guys just have a great night. I wanted to get this out tonight. Again, to you people who say you can't do anything, you need to think again. And you need to look back at American history. You need to look at the genocide that man created before with the American Indian and know that he's fully able to do it again. We need to look at the genocide and World War, with the Jews in the Nazi camp. These things repeat themselves. And this is coming. I couldn't believe watching Trump give some speech about shooters when the Amazon's a burning, guy. Come on. Anyway, thank you for listening. You all have a good night. The next thing I'll do will be on paper. I'm sorry to be so scatterbrained, but know that ISON is out there, and ISON is what they're talking about. So wait till that pops into the news and know that they're talking about, and I knew from the beginning that they weren't out there taking samples for no reason, just got to use your head a little bit. They're out there taking samples to know what megatonnage and how, and this is a program you can look up. It's a redirect program. They're going to try and redirect them away from the Earth, into the moon, wherever, okay? But there's more coming. Now, this is also not the Nibiru system. There's way too many planets. So you people still out there believing in that stitching stuff, you'd be wrong, okay? And you need to do your due diligence, and you need to study Mother Shipton, Ison prophecy. You need to study Hopi prophecy, and you really need to understand what's going on. Nibiru is a fear platform, something to make money off of, something to suck in your dollars, something to keep you confused until the actual reality happens. And you're going, well, the Nibiru guy told me this. Well, start thinking for yourselves. And again, most importantly, be safe. And remember, you can only find light, and I just learned this recently, in the darkness. So do your meditating, know yourself, search within. Transcendental, I believe, works the best. Best is focusing on one thing, and it involves an Om chant or whatever the case may be. Again, you all have a good night. Ride the wind. I'll have a more together paper together for you in a day or two. Thank you very much, and you have a good night.